Tory Lanez's driver tells all. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, welcome back to my opinion, not yours. At this rate, I just do this whenever. So, free Tory, free Tory. You already know what time it is. You already know what side I'm on. You could call it bias. You could call it whatever you want. But we're rooting for the losing team at this point. I was going to say the winning team, but we're kind of losing. So, take this in. So Tory Lanez's driver finally made a statement, and apparently he made a statement in like 2023, but it's finally making its way in the media now, so we're going to talk about it now. And trust me, if anybody's really been paying attention, you will see that what basically comes out of this is what we've been predicting happened all along. It's actually the only thing that makes sense. So first of all, what's his name? Jaquan. That's the most Jaquan Smith. That's a Negro name right there. But yeah, he was the only witness there that like didn't take the stand or have anything to do with the trial. He was the only other person there. So that being said, I'm not just going to go and run through every single word read in this document, this affidavit. I'm just going to actually just read the most important parts. And let's remember what Meg's side of the story was. She said that Tory was mad that she dissed his music and called him short and all this type of shit, that the nigga was so mad she was walking away. He got from the other side of the car over the rooftop and just started busting at her because he was mad that she said his music sucks and he's short. That was her side of the story. And to me, that is the reason why I don't believe what everybody's saying, that he shot her, because her side of the story doesn't make sense. Even if you could pick sides, if you could pick apart things that Kelsey said, Tory said, everybody's story kind of aligns in a way except for Meg's. Meg's the only story that just literally doesn't make any sense and doesn't connect to anything that anybody else said. I even get pissed off when I hear the dance bitch shit, because like everybody said that did not happen, but people, especially Vlad be pissing me off when I be watching his interviews and he just be on Tory's neck. He clearly has a bias, so do I, but either way, he just be lying, bro, and like a nigga's life's actually affected by it. Is crazy. So in the affidavit, the lines that we're going to want to pay attention to are lines 13, 14, 15. Those are the concluding lines, which basically wraps up what happened during the shooting. And if you've been paying attention to the whole trial and you're just not a casual common listener, you know that everything that he said has been said before. Like, this is basically what I assumed happened when you gather the evidence of what everybody else said. There was a fight between Meg and Kelsey after Tory basically said he fucked both of them. They was fighting in the car, then they got out of the car, and Kelsey was mad and was still trying to fight Meg. It doesn't seem like Meg was even really trying to fight like that, but Kelsey was trying to fight Meg. There was acrylics found at the scene. There was bruises and scratches on both the girls, but in Meg's story, she doesn't even mention she was in a full-on fist fight with Kelsey. Like, what sense does that make? And as you guys can tell, I'm not going to read this shit. It feels boring. I don't want to read it. You guys could read the affidavit yourself. But I say focus on lines 13, 14, and 15, because that explains what happened during the actual altercation and the reasons why Jaquan chose not to testify at the trial or present the evidence at the trial. So on line 14, where it says, I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself towards Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris. I was still pulling Miss Pete and did not see who shot the weapon. Okay, that is a key thing. I did not see who actually shot the weapon, but if you really pay attention, Kelsey is the one who presented the weapon, but Tory is being charged for possession of the weapon. So we got to pay attention to these little nuances of what's happening in this whole entire situation. Because when you get to the reasons why this wasn't able to be presented at trial, it seems like they just didn't want to hear it. It says, we came to the conclusion that we're not going to call him because obviously his testimony is going to be putting the gun in the hands of Kelsey. And that's what he told all of us when we just did an interview upstairs. At this point, my position was that the jury believes our theory. Now, what I think about this whole thing is, like, regardless of the fact Tory's in jail and facing deportation and all this type of stuff, I just don't like that they're painting him as a man who just shot, my bad, he didn't kill nobody, that he just shot at a innocent black woman. When I feel like if he was trying to take the gun to protect the black woman from getting shot from another black woman, he should be looked more of like a hero, like you saved Megan Thee Stallion. But this seemed like this was all used for propaganda. I don't like how it's being framed. But with you taking everything that's been happening, here's what I think happened. I think that Tory wanted everyone to shut up and the case to be thrown out because there's not enough evidence. But then Megan started talking, Kelsey started panicking, she had to choose a side, and I think that the roads just got muddy and Tory had to take the fall because he didn't want to have to snitch and he didn't want to have to put Kelsey in trouble. I think he's really just trying to be a hero. Also, he was trying to be a playboy by trying to fuck everyone that night. But that's what I actually think happened and how we got here now. That's why Jaquan I think he didn't testify at first because he was told to go into hiding unless this happened. This was a last ditch effort, but I feel like Tory just wanted to save everyone at the expense of himself. Well, I hope Tory gets the appeal. It doesn't seem like y'all Americans be fucking with us Canadians lately. But I hope Tory gets the appeal. If not, I just hope the narrative changes around his name of shooting a black woman and just gets corrected a little bit more. Because even if he does jail and does the time and is prosecuted, blah, 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 that's what you get for not snitching, nigga. Like, that's just what it is. But unfortunately, that's all I got for you today. Remember, it's my opinion, not yours. I presented a little bit of facts here, but, you could tell me what you could do with that. Peace.